Hello dear students, I am Dr. Shikha Pandey, Associate Professor from Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Today I am going to discuss about the transfer and transport of solid waste. As in the previous classes, I have discussed about the characteristics of solid waste and its biological, physical or chemical characteristics. So today I will start with the transfer and transport of this solid waste. So this is the whole scenario. This is the flow of lecture I was doing from last classes. Like first of all, we have been through their waste generation of waste, and then its handling and proper storage. And after this, primary collection, secondary collection method, and after collection of solid waste, next step will come. This is the transfer and transport of solid waste. Means transfer will involve the safe transfer from one place to another place, and it's a transportation means which type of vehicle should be used, and for its disposal to the final delivery location, or for which vehicle should be used, and which type of means, which transportation means should be used for this transfer of this solid waste. Basically, we'll discuss why means of transportation of this solid waste means how many type of transportation has been nowadays has been using for this transfer of solid waste from one place to another place, like either roadways or railways or some water. Like this I will discuss, and then this transfer is very much important, because we this thing is only related with the foul smell of this solid waste. Some nuisance will be created during transfer of solid waste from one place to another place, because if it will be done by manually, if it will be done by a person, then it will be create lots of nuisance and lots of foul smell inside the city. That's why this transfer part, and it's a transportation like from one place to another place, or it's a transportation during the whole container system, from during the whole operation of a whole container system, is much important. So now comes to this point, what does mean by this transfer of solid waste. So the solid waste transfer involves the transportation of waste, is the movement of waste over a specific area by either by train, tanker, trucks, barrage or other vehicle. And the type of waste that may be transported range from municipal garbage to radioactive or hazardous waste. Means in this solid waste, we are talking about solid waste. So solid waste will cover all things like either municipal garbage or radioactive waste or hospital waste or hazardous waste. Means we are talking about all type of waste. So it's a means of transportation of these all type of waste, and the transportation of waste will involve movement of waste from over a specific area by either by a train, tanker, railways, barrage and any other vehicle. And the waste that is involved here is the either radioactive waste, solid waste or hazardous waste or municipal waste. And next point is that the potential of pollution released during the transportation of waste varies. So the it depends upon the type of waste also. Either it is a municipal waste, or it is a radioactive waste, or it is a hazardous waste. So the potential of pollution means the the amount of pollution and the carefulness while handling all the waste is varies from the type and characteristics of the waste. Like for a municipal solid waste, it's a proper handling should be required. But if you are covering, you are handling hazardous waste or radioactive waste, then too much care should be there. So next point is the a facility where solid waste material, including yard waste or some demolition materials or some household refuse, are transferred from a small vehicle to large trucks for transport to landfills, recycling center and other disposal site. This involves to all this transportation facility. Transportation facility means what? A facility where solid waste materials like some yard waste, like some demolition material or some household refuse are transferred from a either from a small vehicles to a very large trucks for transport to landfill, for its transport to the landfill area or any recycling center, and or any other disposal site. This will involve the transportation facility. So this transportation facility means what? It is a facility where solid waste material like some yard trimming, some demolition material, or either some household refuses are transferred from small vehicles to a large truck, and it will be for the transport of landfills, either recycling centers or other disposal site. So this will totally involve the transfer of solid waste either from its a generation point to the final delivery location or to the disposal site. This will cover this transfer facility. Now comes to the next point. This is like a transportation of waste stored at a waste storage depot at a regular interval is essential to ensure that no garbage or bins or containers overflow and waste is not seen littered on the street. What happened in this transfer process? This is also a very important issue. You have to take careful of the no garbage or litter should be overflow, means like container should not be overflow. And next point is it should be not littered on the street. So first point is that it should not overflow, or next point is the not litter on the street. So this is the main point that should be covered during this transfer process. Transportation of waste is stored at a waste storage depot at a regular interval, and it is very essential to ensure that no garbage or bins or container overflow and the waste is not seen littered on the street. And transportation system has to be so designed that it is very much efficient and cost effective too. Next point is that this transportation system, it should be efficient and cost effective too, because it will be, if it will be not cost effective, then this method is not efficient. So for efficient and cost effective, next again two important point is there for which is first is efficient and then cost effective. It should be like efficient and cost effective. Next is the point is the system should synchronize with the system of waste storage depot and should be easily maintainable. Okay, this should be like the system should be synchronized with the waste storage depot and should be easily maintainable. So this transfer and transportation facility related with the solid waste management is a very important point, because for the handling or storage of waste, and a most important things this is related with this system is that it should be designed, transportation system can be designed for a city will be like it is very much efficient and cost effective also, and the waste storage depot should be very much easily maintained. So present scenario, let's discuss about the present scenario of waste transportation. So waste transportation in the Indian cities is like that. The present scenario is like that. It is inefficient and unscientific manual loading of waste, mainly basically mostly municipal area. We can see that they are doing it like a unskilled manner, or they are doing with a normal labor, and it is a manual loading of waste is there. That, and during this manual loading of waste, foul smell will come and nuisance will come. So this manual loading should be avoided, because during this manual loading, no proper transportation will be there, because some waste will be thrown here and there, and it should be created a litter on the road on the city. So this inefficient and unscientific manual loading of the waste is there in mostly city. Next point is the irregular transportation. Irregular transportation is like no proper transportation is there, means see, if one vehicle is there, one vehicle is taking some waste, that is a vehicle is also not full also, it will be half filled and it will going to the waste location site, means this is not following the proper path, and they are not following the proper layout that has been maintained for the city. Because if they will follow the proper layout, then this will leads toward the scientific manner, but this is not at all scientific only. This is just like they are doing irregular transportation from here and there. And next point is underutilization of fleet of vehicles. Now next, okay, this point is also very much important, like the fleet of vehicles means they are not using fully loaded vehicle. fully loaded vehicle means half loaded vehicle they will take to the delivery location, and then again they are coming back. So this will be sometimes not cost effective and efficient not also. So the point is that for this whole transportation system or the layout of a city, it should be cost effective. Cost effective means it should follow the all the cost, means it should be cost effective and economical also. Open trucks causes nuisance. Open trucks, because mostly they are using open trucks, and open trucks, and it is using by some laborers are there, not a manual truck, not a mechanized truck they are using. So because of this open truck, they are passing to all the streets, and they are producing the foul smell and nuisance throughout the city. Foul smell and nuisance throughout the city. And non-routing of vehicles, see, vehicles are not following their own path, like the layout has been made for every city, for every locality. Some layout is there, so in every locality means the layout has been designed in this way that a vehicle should not go for more, means it should be cover more and more area in a single route. So it is like non-routing of vehicle. When vehicle is no proper fixed route is there for the vehicle. So if no proper fixed route is there, then this will be not a scientific manner, or this will be not a nuisance not a good manner to collect the waste material, because the transfer and transportation is a very much important part in this solid integrated solid waste management. Because from waste location site, from the haul container system, the vehicle will take the garbage, and if the vehicle will go through the any path, then the nuisance and the litter should be everywhere on the street, and the foul smell, and this is not a mechanized, this is not a good manner, or this is not a means a sanitary manner for the disposal of this solid waste, for the transfer and transportation of the solid waste from one place to another place. So this is a present scenario that is mostly following in our country. This should be avoided by making a proper transfer and transportation location for this solid waste management location. Now comes to the next point. See, this is the picture of the vehicle. This type of vehicles can be used, and see, this vehicle is totally closed vehicle. So there is no problem in spreading the foul smell or everything. You can see this is a picture of a big vehicle that has been generally used for the transport transfer of garbage or solid waste from to the disposal site, to the disposal site. Now comes to the next point. Like, the next point is that this is here again a very important discussion we are going to discuss, is like what should be the important point that should be considered while designing the transfer facility or selecting the transport system for the solid waste management. So the first point is the waste must be transported at minimum cost. Means the waste, very important point is there. This is like a waste to transfer should be done at a very minimum cost, like the cost effective. It should be cost effective or economical also. Because if it will be a costly affair, then it is not much good for any city, because if a government cannot spend that much of amount on the fuel and vehicles, so this waste management should be at its transportation should be at a very minimum cost. And waste must be covered during the haul operation. Means for the whole operation, for the whole container system, it should consider for all the operations. Means whole container system, means this should be considered for all the whole operations. And vehicle must be designed for heavy traffic. Means this vehicle should be like for a heavy highway traffic. Means highway traffic is which type of traffic, like the highway. On highway you can see that many type of vehicles are there, and the vehicles that are present on the that are going through the highway, they are on a very high speed. So the which type of vehicle should be there, and that should be very carefulness should be taken to selecting the vehicles. And the mostly residential, some rural area is nearby to the to the highways also. So the vehicles should be designed for the highway traffic, because highway will have all vehicles are very fast and they are on a much speed. Vehicle capacity must be such that the allowable weight limit are not exceeded. Exactly, because the capacity is like that, it should not exceed the allowable weight limit, because on the highways or many ways, on the highways some weight capacity is there. They are, if your vehicle is more than the, if it will be exceeding the total weight of the vehicle, then they will be not allowed. So the waste or waste transfer, waste transportation should be like that, it should not exceed the total limit. And it should be like that, the capacity should be like that, it should not exceed the total limit of the area. And methods used for unloading must be simple and dependable. So the method that has should be used for the unloading of the waste to the waste site, it should be simple, or either it should be manual, then the lever should be there, so they will do it in a proper manner. Because it should, waste should be not disposed in any other places, or it should be they should take proper carefulness of this waste deposit, unloading of the waste. And next point is the different means is there. So this railroad is another means of transport for this, for the transportation. So in the past this railroad system was used, and they can be used to transport solid waste to landfill located in remote areas, very remote location where highway transport is difficult, but railroads are exist. Means this railroad should also be followed. You can see the pictures, this should be used in the past. In the past, where some when roadways are not that much good, or some, if it is a very remote location is there, then for that type of location this railroad has been followed. So this railroad has been followed. So for the remote location, for the remote location. And this railroad can be used to transport solid waste to landfill located in the remote location where highway transport is difficult, but railroad transport exists. Now comes to the next method, that is the water transport. Water transport is also used to transport waste to processing location and to seaside and ocean disposal site. Like no, now it is not practices. Now we are not doing these things, and it is very difficult to use barrels and boat during the high sea, which necessitated the need to storage location, thus incurring costly storage facility also. So these are the problems related with this water transport. Is like it is a, sometimes it is a costly storage facility, sometimes this is a costly affair. That's why this water transport is now not following, because it is a very, because in the high sea, if you will go on the high sea, then the tides is too much, and this will needs for some storage location into the deep sea. That's why this is coming under a costly affair. Costly affair, it is not cost effective, not cost effective. Not cost effective, and it is difficult to use barrels and boats during the high sea, which necessitated the need for storage location, thus incurring costly storage facility also. So this is a picture of a water transport. You can see that the ship is taking the garbage to the deep sea. But now comes to the next type of means. Next is the pneumatic and hydraulic system. This is a mostly adopted system in the foreign country. You can see what happened in this. A truck is there, that is hydraulic system is engaged when the collection area is sufficiently filled. Means a truck is there, means a hydraulic system has been installed on the truck, and which is then collected area is sufficiently filled, and the hydraulic cylinder move a compression plate to pack and move the waste into the truck body. Means hydraulic cylinder is there, this cylinder is moving a compression plate to pack and move the waste into the truck body. Means this with this hydraulic pressure, the cylinder is moving the compression plate to either to pack or to move the waste into the truck body. And the when the body is full, The truck is driven to a transfer station or landfill to unload and repeat the process. So the if the body is filled, if the truck body is filled, then if the truck has been moved to the transfer station or landfill to unload, and then they are again repeating the process. So this pneumatic and hydraulic system is a very good system. And this here what they are doing, the some hydraulic cylinders are there, and that cylinder is having a move a compression plate to pack and move the waste into the truck body, to pack and move the waste into the truck body. And this when the body of the truck is full, the truck is driven to a transfer station or landfill to unload and repeat the process. See, this is the picture of a hydraulic system of unloading waste at a processing center in Dungan, Northern Ireland. So this you can see this is the picture of this hydraulic truck, and this where hydraulic cylinders are there, and they are able to move the compression plate to pack and move the waste into the truck body. And that if the body will be full, the truck is driven to a transfer station or landfill to unload and repeat the process. And next is what this is the pneumatic system of transport. See, this trucks are a specialized vehicle with flexible pneumatic tubes that control and position by attached cranes or booms. See, this pneumatic trucks is there, and that has been attached by cranes or some booms, and the engine of this truck can be used to generate a suction force that applies negative pressure to the mouth of the tube. And in this way, force will work, and they automatically the waste should be collected into inside the truck. So no exposure to the waste, and you cannot see the waste also. And no foul smell, nothing will be there, no unsanitary condition will be there, no littering of garbage on the street also there. So these trucks are a specialized vehicle with flexible pneumatic tubes. With this flexible pneumatic tubes are there, and it is controlled and positioned by attached cranes or booms. And it has been you can see it has been controlled by these cranes and booms, and the engine of this truck can be used to generate a suction force. Means this engine is generating a suction force that applies negative pressure to the mouth of the tube, and in this way they can take the garbage directly to the truck. So this method is a very good method. This pneumatic system will work on this method. And next is the garbage collection. So this type of garbage collection has been followed into the Walt Disney World in Florida. So in Florida, this pneumatic system in Walt Disney World, this system will be working. And the system, it will shuck this trash through pneumatic tube over every 15 minutes. In every 15 minutes, some sucking pressure is there, and they are sucking the trash through pneumatic tubes in every 15 minutes, and depositing it into the central collection point behind Splash Mountain in Frontierland. So this, if you will go on the Disney World in Florida, you can see that no dustbins is there. No dustbins is there. No dustbin is there in this place. And the estimated cost of this system is about $1 billion. So this pneumatic system collection of the garbage is a very good system, and it is the largest system in the Disney World in the Florida. You can see that these pneumatic tubes once in every 15 minutes, depositing it in the central collection point behind the Splash Mountain of Frontier Island. So it will be directly throwing the garbage from this place to the another place, and to the Splash Mountain in Frontierland. And this is a very good type of collection method in Walt Disney World in Florida. And the estimated cost of this system is about $1 million. And this type of convenience system is very good, because this PWCS is an automated waste collection system that uses a vacuum type of underground pipe network to collect household waste, which is then transported through underground pipes to a sealed container. See what happened in this type of convenience system. There is a underground pipe network is there. So this pipe will collect the household waste, and then it will be transported through underground pipes to a sealed container. and it is very much useful to the environment. It is very much aesthetic for the environment also. What it has been improved the living environment, like it eliminates foul odor emitted from refuse chutes and reduces the spills during refuse collection. Exactly, during refuse collection some nuisance will be created, and some spills will be there, or some litter will be there on the street, litter on the street, and it is going to promote hygienic and cleaner environment also, and it enhances ambience of the state area. So this pneumatic waste conveyance system is an automated waste collection system that uses a vacuum type of underground pipe network. You can see that some vacuum type of underground pipe network is there, and that network is collecting the household waste. Then this waste is transported through underground pipes to a sealed container. This will be go to transported through underground pipes to a sealed container. This is going to improve the living environment by eliminating foul odors emitted from the refuse chutes, reduced spills during refuse collections. Like, and next point is that it is going to promote hygienic and cleaner environment. Obviously, it enhance the ambience of the area. So this type of PWCS is a very good type of waste collection method, waste transport method also. Now, next we are going to discuss about the transfer method for this biomedical waste. Biomedical waste from hospital, transportation of biomedical waste has to be, it should be arranged by the waste producer or their association. Means the those who are producing the waste, like the hospital, it is the responsibility of the hospital to discard the waste or to discard the waste at their own level. So now the transportation of biomedical waste by the some method, and this should be transported by the either by the hospital, like by the waste producer, or it is by the hospital only, and it is their responsibility, those who are producing this biomedical waste, to transfer it to the delivery location. And adequate protective clothing must be used by the staff. This the staff, the person, those who are handling this biomedical waste, their adequate clothing is very much important. So, and the vehicles or containers used for transporting healthcare waste should not be used for transporting non-waste materials. See, the vehicle, those vehicle or those container which is used for the transportation of this healthcare waste, the vehicle which are using for this transportation of this biomedical waste should not be used for the transfer of different type of waste, like non-medical waste, like normal MSW waste. So these are the very important point that should be keep in mind while designing this transfer location, or while selecting vehicles for this biomedical waste transfer or transportation. Next point is that the vehicles should be kept logged at all the time. This vehicle should be kept logged at all the time, except when loading, except only when the loading or unloading process. If needed, the vehicles can be repositioned for general use, but inside of the truck, it must be disinfected. So, this vehicle should be closed on every time, because and during the transportation vehicles should be closed. It should be, because if it will be open, it will produce foul smell or it will infect the vicinity of the of that area. So while traveling, while transporting the waste from to its final delivery location site, it should be closed, and only it should be opened while loading or unloading only. And then if it will be needed, the vehicle can be repositioned for general use, but inside the truck it must be disinfected. But the truck should be disinfected at time. So this is the transfer methods or transportation method for biomedical waste. So you can see the pictures, and this type of logo should be used for the biohazards, biomedical waste management, biomedical waste. So this is the picture of the vehicle that should be used for transport of biomedical waste. This is the way, and this type of vehicle means, see that the vehicle is totally closed. So this is a very important thing should be considered in mind while taking the biomedical waste for its final delivery location. So, and selecting the vehicles also. Vehicle is such as this type of vehicle which should be closed, and with, like that, the it will not create any type of nuisance, or it will not create any type of unsanitary condition. So now comes these are the some references of some textbook that you can prefer to study this in depth of this biomedical waste or waste management. These books you can refer. And now this thank you for today's lecture. So in this lecture I have discussed about the transfer of waste from its storage to its final delivery location. Transfer of waste from the containers to the final delivery location for in a whole container system also. Transfer and transportation. So next class I'll discuss about the transportation. So in this class I have discussed about the different means of transportation, which type of transportation we can be used for the transfer of waste from one place to another place. So it is like a pneumatic system or hydraulic system, or like or railways, or sometimes transport roadways is also using. And while selecting the vehicles, which type of things should be keep in mind, like for this transfer facility, it should be cost effective or it should be efficient also. So two things keep in mind while designing this transfer facility for any city. It should be cost effective, and it should be efficient, and it should be environment friendly also. So today I am concluding this lecture on this remark. Next class I'll discuss about some numerical, some problem statement on this transfer and transport of this solid waste. So if you have any query, if you have any question regarding this lecture, you can write in the comment box, and you can either you can mail me on the given mail ID shikha.pandey@gmail.com. Thank you for today's lecture.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.